Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driver Range. All right, we have a question that came in at customer service. And this is, it comes from an email address that says, "That will do nicely." Okay? And it starts off, it says, "Don, I may not have fully explained clearly my thoughts, but I'm sure you yourself have observed many mid, high, and even low handicap golfers who think they are doing a rotary swing, but are really just using their own hand-eye coordination to propel the ball forwards. Often such players will get some success, but it is more due to curiously doing the wrong things regularly. So they obtain a degree of consistency. For example, a friend of mine massively hoods the club. He turns a wedge into a 7-iron and hits huge low right-to-left shots. But such players, of whom there are legions, never truly hit golf shots. On your site, you have never mentioned Colin Montgomerie. He has a tremendous vertical swing, quotation marks, notwithstanding his long backswing. At his best, he never hit a bad shot to the green. He had very little hip turn, more of a hip nudge to the right with his weight shift and then a nudge back again. His finish was awesome with his club running straight down his back. Perhaps he may be someone you may look at on your blog. Cheers." Yes, I cannot disagree that Colin Montgomerie was quite vertical. He did get the parallel, and he did hit the ball relatively straight. I mean, what was it? Something like 12 or 13 or 14 years in a row. He was the leading money winner, the leading points getter for the Order of Merit in the European Tour. I mean, he was like, I can't quote the years, but I think it was at least 10 or more years in a row he was there. And I believe he's probably in the Hall of Fame. If he isn't, I think he's going to get in there pretty soon. I mean, winning the Player of the Year thing and the title that he had is tremendous. Let me start off by commenting about the things in the beginning, about how golf players can learn a swing and get pretty good at it depending on talents that someone have and how much they can play and practice. They can take some of these rotational swings and get fairly good at them and consistent at them. But the key is as we know, that the more you violate the laws of physics and the way your body's designed to move, the more difficult or the degree of error you have in that golf swing. And as you raise the degree of error, you lower the degree of success. And then, as you heard me say many times, that in golf's a game of misses. He who misses best wins. Okay? And so, what are good misses? They're misses where you might not hit the ball solid, and it stays relatively straight, but it's pretty much going in the direction you want it to go, towards the target you want it to go, and it's staying in play. All right? It's not slicing or blocking out into the deep rough to the right or the left and into the woods or whatever. As we know, you've heard the statement many times, the woods are full of long hitters. So golf's a game of misses. He who misses best wins. And I want a swing that, and you want a swing, I'm sure, that has a lesser margin of error and is body friendly, doesn't beat the body up. And we know that the rotational swing is very difficult and stressful on the body. And it has a high degree of error, because the more you move your body all over the place, the more you're going to get in trouble. And why do most golfers get in trouble? Because according to most conventional golf instruction that wants the big huge turn, we know that the body is not designed to turn like that. So right now we're doing something the body's not designed to do. This tool's not designed to do it. So when you defy the way a tool's designed to function, it's not going to give you good functionality and likely break down, whether it be a drill or any type of tool, a saw or whatever else you're using. If you don't use it the way it's supposed to be used, it's going to work not well, and it's going to very likely break down. Well, there you go. If the body's not designed to turn, and we're making this big turn on this side and that side, we're overturning the body. It's not designed to do that. It's not going to function well, and because we're going way beyond the ranges of motion that it can do, with a stressful movement of swinging a golf club and trying to swing it hard and fast, and we've got the forces of centrifugal force and gravity and acceleration, momentum, and action-reaction, putting extra stresses on our muscles and our body parts. That's where we start to get painful, start to get tension, stress, and strain, which leads to pain. All right? So all of those things are going to affect us. So taking those into account, if you misuse this tool's not going to be effective, and then therefore you're not going to hit good shots, or at least as good a good shots you have and your bad shots will very likely be worse than what they should be And when they start getting worse than what they should be, and you're starting to get way offline into trouble, that's when you start really seeing your scores go up. So if you want to have the body-friendly swing and you want to have a swing with lower margins of error, it's the Peak Performance Golf Swing. And what's the number one thing that you see in this swing that can cut everything down really quick? The three-quarter swing, you get rid of all, it cuts out the turn, it cuts out the length of the swing. And what do we do to make sure we swing three-quarters? This will be the big tip for this video. The wide knees, outward pressure. Everybody's been told, because if you want to make that bigger turn and get to that parallel swing and you're not supple enough to do it, lift your foot and kick your knee in. And what do? We know what happens with that, right? You're moving all over the place. You start moving your knee too much. In fact, for most people, if you move it more than 1 inch, it's going to start changing your hip. This hip changes this hip, changes your spine, changes your head. All the angles are changing. Angle changes are not good. We want to stay level. So we get the wide knees, we get the slight outward pressure, we resist our forward knee moving in the backswing, and when you do that, just lift, it's going to give us that three-quarter swing you want, and the limited turn, and from there, you've held steady, you stayed still, stable for take away the impact, and then just swing up to your tee finish. So your knees are your levelers and stabilizers. Keep your knees level, you're going to play better golf. The knees are the bees, move them too much, and you're going to get stung. That's another surgism I've been using a lot lately, and I think it works out well. So we want to keep the knees level, and with all of that, you're going to find that you'll be hitting better shots. And again, Colin Montgomerie, good player, very high. He did go to parallel, and he did pull the club down. And I think the only other case that I would say is, you were right, yes, he swings up over his shoulder, but he tends to have a lot of C in the backswing, and I think that it can get to being very stressful on the lower back. And so I think, yeah, he played that way, and I guarantee you, as good as he played and won all those Player of the Years and everything else, but I'd give anything to see what he would have been if he would have been three-quarters. Hopefully, maybe he had a couple majors which he never won, and but that's probably the only flaw that he has in his resume, because he's got a phenomenal resume, and I think without doubt he will be in the Hall of Fame if he isn't already in there. All right. Okay. Well, that's it for the search for today. Talking about Colin Montgomerie, reducing margin of error, and the knees are the bees. Keep them level, and you'll be hitting good shots. Move them too much, and you get stung. Well, that's it for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.